Shalom, shalom, family. This is Yehuda from YAH'S Assembly, and I just kind of fell into some information that I wasn't made aware of, and I think it's kind of important that we all know what potentially is going on. So, y'all remember a little time ago when the president was asked, if we were in any type of danger for any kind of nuclear fallout or any kind of nuclear war. And I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything. It's just something that I feel like we should all know. And he said, no, we're not in any danger, even though Russia has missiles that we cannot block that we've never seen before. Um, so now, with him saying that, I just want to show y'all something. So if you go to Google, right, and if you type in ready.gov and click on it, of course, you don't want to pop up now. So let me just do it this way. Ready.gov. Okay. If you go to ready.gov and if you go into the search, if you type in nuclear explosion, there's actually a government article that's actually been published. And in this article, it actually explains protocols on how you can survive a nuclear explosion. It says, like, generally speaking, for like if you want to survive the fallout, you've got about 15 minutes. So hurry up and get indoors. Preferably go to a place where it's brick. Stay away from windows and continue social distancing. So in this article, staying 6 feet away from people is a constant. It says you don't want to be using wet wipes. If your skin had any type of radiation exposure or things of that nature, and you want to remove all contaminated clothing. I mean, a lot of that kind of makes sense. It says you either want to go to the basement or to the middle of a building. You want to stay away from windows, roofs, really doors. Anybody who has trouble breathing or children under 2 should not wear masks, but anyone else should generally speaking, wear masks. And then if there's people in there that are not a part of your household, wherever you're trying to survive this thing from, you want to keep 6 feet social distancing. So it's almost like they've been programming the world for potential nuclear fallout at some point. I'm not saying it's happening now. Again, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I just feel like this is some information that we should all know about because this is a government site, a government website that has this information. In the event of a nuclear holocaust, you want to stay indoors for at least 24 hours. And again, you got to social distance and stay away, especially stay away from people that are not a normal part of your household. It says that, of course, you want to have like battery operated radios or things of that nature in case television and cell phones and all that stuff doesn't work. So make sure you're prepared in that way. Make sure you know where potential storm shelters are. And you really don't, again, you want to stay indoors for minimum 24 hours to survive the fallout. Make sure you have emergency supply kits, hand sanitizer. If you're gonna have it, make sure it's at least 60% alcohol, because you gotta disinfect and clean all the surfaces because you don't want that radiation seeping through and literally it'll start burning you or eating you alive. It just gives you a whole bunch of different things to do, but I didn't know about any of this stuff, and I was just made aware here recently, and I just couldn't believe it. So after he told us, there's nothing to worry about, which there might not be anything to worry about, but in case you don't know the proper protocols or what to do in case of a nuclear holocaust or attack, go to ready.gov. You type that into your URL, and then when you get there, you go to the search, and you type in nuclear explosion, and you'll see that the government's already lined out protocols for you to do. And then like there's different phases or different ways you can get hurt from a nuclear explosion. So I'll go ahead and read these. One is called the bright flash. It can cause temporary blindness for less than a minute. The blast wave can cause death, injury, and damage to structures several miles out from the blast. So if you're inside of that blast wave, be careful. Radiation can damage cells of the body. Large exposures can cause radiation sickness. So we know that that's a big one. Fire and heat can cause death, burn injuries, and damage to structures several miles out. Electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, can damage electrical power equipment and electronics several miles out from the detonation and cause temporary disruptions further out. So we know all that stuff would end up happening. And then, of course, what we're talking about is the fallout. Is radioactive. Visible dirt and debris raining down from several miles up that can cause sickness to those who are outside. So again, in case of a nuclear emergency, a nuclear holocaust, stay indoors for minimum 24 hours. And then it actually gives you other links that you can click on underneath for PDFs that gives you even more information. Like there's a nuclear information sheet. Let me just click on this real quick and see what it does. So again, it goes through the 6 phases of a nuclear explosion. It tells you get inside, stay tuned, and it really breaks it down. What to do when it's to prepare for it, to survive it, and then after it. So this is just some good information. Really, really good information in my opinion, and we should all know about this. There's another PDF. Let's see. Nuclear detonation safety, food, drinking, and medicine. So then, like, there's ways to where you can tell if water is potable, or if you should be drinking it, or if it's radioactive, or anything that you're using or touching or whatever. So again, it's ready.gov. You go to the search, you type in nuclear explosion, and then all of this pertinent information pops up because it says it was last updated March the 7th. So they keep adding to it. So again, this is Yehuda from YAH'S Assembly, and I'm just giving y'all a warning just in case, it does go down anytime soon. Salama. Whoa.